Hello class, today we're going to talk about section 4.5, similar figures. Before we start talking about similar figures, we need to know what they are. Similar figures are the same shape but have a different size. The corresponding angles in similar figures are congruent. That means that the corresponding angles have the same measure. And the corresponding sides of similar figures are proportional. Please take a minute to pause this video and record down the definition of a similar figure. Let's try finding some corresponding sides and angles. The first thing we need to know is how to label our sides and angles. The angles are already labeled for us, but to label the side, we need to look at our angles. We have angle A. All angles are represented with an uppercase letter. If we go directly across from angle A, we have side A. Sides are represented with a lowercase letter. Directly across from side C, from angle C is side C, and directly across from angle B is side B. Okay, so let's look at our other triangle and go ahead and label the sides. The congruent angles are the ones that correspond with each other. Therefore, angle A corresponds to angle D. If we look at our triangles, sides C and F are both the longest sides of the triangles. Therefore, side C corresponds with side F. Please take a moment to pause this video and record these examples in your notes and try to find the corresponding sides on your own. What side corresponds to side D? Looking at this, side D and side A are in the same spot. Therefore, side A corresponds to side D. We already know that C is our longest side and so is F. Therefore, side F corresponds with side C. We know that corresponding sides of similar figures are proportional. So to determine if two shapes are similar, you need to see if all of the corresponding sides are proportional. So looking at our triangles, we know that the side that is 8.5 corresponds with the side that is 3.4. The side that is 24 corresponds with the side that is 9.6, and the side that is 18.75 corresponds with 7.5. At this point, if we plug these numbers into a calculator to reduce all of the fractions that we have, 8.5 divided by 3.4 is 2.5. 24 divided by 9.6 is 2.5. And 18.75 divided by 7.5 is also 2.5. Since all three of these fractions reduce to the same number, that means that these two shapes are similar. Please take a moment to pause this video, put this example in your notes, and try the second one on your own. When we create the proportion of our corresponding sides, we get 2.4 over 4.8 is equal to 1.3 over 2.8. When we reduce our fractions, we get 1/2 and 464 thousandths. 1/2 is not equal to 464 thousandths. Therefore, our shapes are not similar. We can also use what we know about similar figures to find a missing side. Looking at all three of our angles in our triangles, they are congruent, which means that the figures are indeed similar. We can now set up a proportion and find our missing side A. So we could set up a proportion as A over 7 equals 5 over 3 24/100ths. Since A corresponds with 5, A and 5 are in the same spot in both of our ratios. Now we cross multiply and we get 35 equals 3 and 24/100ths A. To solve for A, we just need to divide 35 by 3 and 24/100ths, and we get A is approximately 10 and 8/10. Please take a moment to pause this video, record the example, and try the second one on your own. Setting up our proportion, we get 1 and 15/100ths over 2 and 3/10 equals 4 and 6/10 over D. Using our cross products, we get 1 and 15/100ths D equals 10 and 58/100ths. Dividing both sides by 1 and 15/100ths, we get that D equals 9 and 2/10. Before finishing taking your notes, please write down at least one question that you have about similar figures, and come to class prepared to ask your question.